بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. We are continuing with our sessions on التعبير القرآني. Yesterday we started chapter 2. So today we're going to complete hopefully page number 25 of chapter 2 inshallah. Okay, so yesterday we talked about the fi'l. So this. Remember the topic that we're discussing is بنية الكلمة. بنية الكلمة يعني the structure of a word, right? Or makeup of the word or construction of the word. And we had started with the concept of the difference between using an ism and a fi'al. So Dr. Fadil was discussing what it means to use an ism, and that an ism is more established and permanent as opposed to a fi'al, which is temporary and renewal. It requires regeneration or renewal, right? It requires continuity, if you will. But an ism is permanent in its nature, right? So that's what we had covered yesterday. We're going to continue from that discussion as well. So if there's anybody who wants to participate, please let me know, then we can begin. Okay, Saima, you can go on.
بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وربما كان الأمر أمر ورب
Go on.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
ربما كان الأمر لم يحدث بعد مع ذلك يؤتى بالصيغة الاسمية للدلالة على أن أمر بمنزلة الحاصل المستقر الثابت وذلك نحو قوله أتراه يستفشل في مهمته فتقول هو فاشل وذلك لوثوقه بما قرر I don't know how to read it. This is the قررت. I'm stuck over here. You need to help me.
Yeah, it is.
قررته
قررت.
قررته أي كأن الأمر تم وحصل وإن لم يحدث فعلا ومن هذا الضرب قوله تعالى بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن جاعل في الأرض خليفة سورة بقرة فهو لم يجعله بعد ولكن ذكره بصيغة اسم فاعل للدلالة على أن أمر حاصل لا محالة فكأنه فكأنه تم واستقر وثبت.
Exactly. All right. So let's go through this again. So وربما كان الأمر لم يحدث بعد. وربما كان الأمر لم يحدث بعد. ومع ذلك يؤتى بالصيغة الاسمية للدلالة على أن الأمر بمنزلة الحاصل المستقر الثابت. مستقر الثابت. وذلك نحو قولك أتراه سيفشل في مهمته. تراه فشل يفشل فشل يفشل. Which one is it, guys? Forget it. فشل
يفشل. It was
يفشل.
also.
Okay. أتراه سيفشل في مهمته فتقول هو فاشل وذلك لوثوقك بما قررته، أي كأن الأمر تم وحصل وإن لم يحدث فعلا. ومن هذا الضرب قوله تعالى إني جاعل في الأرض خليفة، فهو لم يجعله بعد ولكن ذكره بصيغة اسم الفاعل للدلالة على أن الأمر حاصل لا محالة، فكأنه تم واستقر وثبت. So what is Dr. Fadil saying here? Dr. Fadil is saying, and maybe وربما كان الأمر لم يحدث بعد, and maybe the matter hasn't occurred yet. ومع ذلك يؤتى بالصيغة الإسمية, and despite that, or even with that condition that the action has not happened yet, بصيغة يؤتى بصيغة الإسمية. The صيغة الإسمية is brought للدلالة على أن الأمر, to indicate that the matter بمنزلة الحاصل, it is at the state of يعني happening, it is going to happen. That's what he is saying. All right. And then he says وذلك نحو قولك, and that is an example of your statement. So he's given an example of a similar situation. أتراه سيفشل في مهمته? Do you see that he will fail in his task or in his obligation, in his mission? فتقول, then you say هو فاشل, he is a loser. وذلك لوثوقك بما قررته, and that is because of your confidence in what you have decided. You're so confident that he's going to fail that you already call him a loser. He hasn't done it yet, but you call him what? A loser. You call him هو فاشل. He hasn't done it, but you call him فاشل, loser, because you are so confident in what you have decided. You are so confident in him being a loser or in him losing that particular task. أي, meaning كأن الأمر تم وحصل, as if the matter has been completed and has occurred. وإن لم يحدث فعلا, and even if it hasn't happened yet, or it hasn't happened actually. فعلا means actually. ومن هذا الضرب, and from this same like example, قوله تعالى is a statement of Allah Ta'ala, where he says, give me a second. Gonna open something here. Okay, so an example of this is the statement of Allah when he says, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً, I am creating. جَاعِلٌ, I am creating. فِي الْأَرْضِ خَلِيفَةً, a khalifa on earth. Allah had not created Adam, but he said, إِنِّي جَاعِلٌ, I have created, or I am creating. When Adam was not yet made. Yeah? Yeah, placing, putting, yeah, making. Ja'ala can also be used for the meaning of making, right? That's why I'm translating it as creating. Yeah, you can say placing, making, putting, any one of those is fine. فهو لم يجعله بعد. He hadn't made him yet a Khalifa, right? He hadn't made him yet. ولكن ذكره بصيغة اسم الفاعل. However, he mentioned him in the صيغة of اسم الفاعل, in the صيغة of جاعل فاعل, للدلالة على أن الأمر, to indicate that the matter حاصل لا محالة, is going to happen, no doubt about it. لا محالة, inevitably, right? It's going to happen inevitably. Like, there's no contradiction about it. It's definitely happening. Right? Okay, so See what else it is. فكأنه تم واستقر وثبت, as if the matter is completed, settled, and established. So that is what Dr. Fadel is saying. So he's saying sometimes we can use an ism for something that hasn't even happened yet. Why would we do that? Because we are so sure that it's going to happen that we use something that would be so settled. And this happens a lot in the Quran, especially when Allah speaks about Akhirah or the Day of Judgment. Allah would speak in using Jumla Ismiyas, using the ism. Why? Because it's as good as it has happened. Like it's so going to happen. He is so sure about it's happening that he uses the sigha of an ism. Okay. Is that clear?
Can you briefly give the gist of this paragraph, Sister Ilham? You just translated word to word, I know, but can you just give the gist of this paragraph?
What he's trying to say?
Yes, Sister Ilham.
Okay. So remember, when we began this chapter, Dr. Fadil is trying to compare how words are structured in the Quran, right? And the first topic that he has tackled in this chapter is the difference between using a fi'l and an ism. The difference between using a jumla fi'liya and a jumla ismiya. And he gave us the definition or the difference between the two. He said if you use a jumla fi'liya, then that means that that's something that is continuous. It keeps on going. And he gave us a couples of examples. He said, you know, if you are a hafiz, if you are a yahfadu, memorizing, you're still in the process of doing it. So the matter hasn't completed, right? It's still going on. But when you have an ism, like for example, hafiz, memorizer, the matter is completed. You're done. You have done, you are hifz, you are now a hafiz, right? So that's the difference. And now he goes on to say, you know what? We can even use the ism for something that has not yet happened, simply because we are so sure that it's going to happen. All right? Because we are sure that it's going to happen, we use the ism. For example, I am traveling tomorrow, let's say. Let's say I'm traveling tomorrow. And then somebody asks me, are you traveling tomorrow? I say, I am a traveler. Like there's no doubt in my mind that I'm traveling tomorrow, that I say I'm a traveler. What do? I use the ism version. I'm not going to say I am definitely traveling tomorrow by using the fi'l. I say, no, I'm already traveling. I'm a traveler, like I'm gone, right? That's what it kind of means. So that's what he's saying in this paragraph. Like you're so sure about something that is going to happen, is as if the matter has already occurred. So you bring in the ism, jumla ismiya, or use an ism as if to show that it's already done. It's already established. Yeah? Fashila yafshal. Yeah, I wasn't sure about this. Yeah, this fashila was, yeah, I wasn't sure. I think fashila yafshalu is the correct one. Yeah. Fashila yafshalu. Unless there's more ways of saying it, I'm gonna check just a minute. But is that paragraph clear, Sayyida Samia? Did you understand what he's trying to say?
Yes, Sister Ilham.
Okay, fantastic. Great. Any other questions or clarifications about this?
Yes. Sister Ilham, وَإِنْ لَمْ يَحْدَث. I was thinking حدث يحدث, and what is the difference between حدث يحدث?
And
Because it gives the same meaning, حدث يحدث, and حدث.
حدث يحدث to occur.
And
Right?
حدث also the same, right?
حدث with the family too, you mean?
Yeah. When I was doing it, I somehow use it as family too because it has the same meaning.
I don't think it has the same meaning. حدث to occur, to take place. I don't know about حدث. Maybe it could be It could be like adding emphasis, like happening a lot. But I haven't found this.
Hadasa
Haddasa.
actually means to happen. And haddasa, when it comes to family too, it means to speak, to tell. So they are different from
Tahaddatha.
each other.
That would be tahaddatha.
Haddasa also means speaking, and haddasa also means to speak and tell.
Maybe to tell, or tell a story, or like narrate, maybe.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So it is different from hadasa.
Mm. Yeah, so فشل يفشل and فشل يفشل. That's what I found. For that. Right. So those are. What is لوثوقك وثق يثق وثق. So وثوق is وثوق, your trust. Okay, so وثق, to be confident or to trust something. So وثوق, your trust, your confidence.
How are you? No, what's happened?
Right?
That's not for November, not for December.
Okay. Any other
No.
clarifications? Why plural of trust?
Hello. The note I published today in the morning, it's for November, not for December.
Is that plural?
Just read it for November.
I'm not sure.
No, the rota is just the same rota. You are going on leave. Just wait for me to come back, you will go.
I don't know why. I don't think it's is it a plural really? I think it's just a masdar,
Oh, yes.
but I'm going to check. I'm not so sure. Somebody needs to stop pressing the annotate button,
Yes. You are right. The rota that you-
because every time you press the annotate button, it writes on the screen.
Yes. That's the rota. Oh. Yeah. Not alone. Today, what today?
ثقة, yes, ثقة.
And then you put a photo of
The
it.
same root words. All right.
Sawa.
Any other?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's another
Oh,
masdar.
right.
Yes.
Okay, the rota that we published, the rota. Sorry.
Great.
Sorry, Dr.
Alhamdulillah. Any other questions or clarifications? Okay, so let's break it down. Let's look at the grammatical breakdown. So وربما, wow, we know حرف عطف. رب, I'm not gonna do the نحو of it
You have it now, yeah.
or the i'rab of it, and the reason is because we haven't studied rubba, but it is a harf of jar. Okay, it's a harf of jar, just like B, P, whatever. Okay, so you can just look at this as one word, rubbama. Just understand it at the exact. Okay, and of course that's jar majroor right there. And then we have kana. You know what kana is? Kana is فعل ناقص, and the fa'il is the outside pronoun al-amru. So kana al-amru. So the amru is the outside fa'il. And then you have lam yahduth ba'd. Lam yahduth ba'd is the khabar of kana. في محل نصب khabar. Okay, and of course inside that khabar is جملة فعلية. So لم يحدث بعد. And بعد is a ظرف special مضاف that didn't get its مضاف إليه, and therefore it's behaving like a brat. Okay. And then you have واو حرف عطف, or you can look at it as واو استئناف. You know, given the fact that, or despite that. So مع ذلك, this is مضاف إليه. And then you have يؤتى. So this tells us that this is our جملة فعلية. And then يؤتى is our فعل مبني للمجهول. Right? يؤتى بالصيغة الاسمية. And of course أتى is one of those verbs that comes with حرف جر باء to give the meaning. It's married to حرف جر باء to give the meaning of bringing. Right? يؤتى بالصيغة الاسمية. So this becomes a جار مجرور متعلق Let me change a couple of settings here. Okay. نائب فاعل إذا متعلق أو نائب فاعل. نائب الفاعل. It is نائب الفاعل in this case, yeah. نائب الفاعل. Because this is اسم مجهول. Yeah, it's gonna be نائب الفاعل. Right, and then we have للدلالة على أن الأمر. So للدلالة another جار مجرور متعلق بالفعل. Well, not another, but basically this is your متعلق. This is going to be a نائب الفاعل. دلالة comes with حرف جار على. So it's married to that. Okay. دلالة على أن. We talked about how this على is affecting أن, and then أن الأمر together as an اسم, as a compound اسم, is في محل جر اسم مجرور يعني of على. And then you have بمنزلة الحاصل, another جار مجرور بمنزلة, and then مضاف إليه, and then موصوف صفة الحاصل المستقر الثابت. All these are صفة number 1, صفة number 2, صفة number 3. All right, so that's kind of connected. This whole thing starting from إن وأنا أن الأمر بمنزلة الحاصل المستقر الثابت. Okay. And then we have وذلك نحو قولك. Well, you can look at it as عطف or استئناف. ذلك مبتدأ. نحو is going to be a خبر, and it's going to be a مضاف. So نحو قولك. That is an example of your saying. So this is going to be a خبر, and it's مضاف إليه. Right? So you can he's basically giving an example of this statement that he has given. أتراه سيفشل في مهمته is a question. همزة الاستفهام. تراه جملة فعلية of course, and أنت is the فاعل. أنت ترى. So أتراه, the who is the مفعول به, and then سيفشل في مهمته. So this سيفشل في مهمته is acting as the two مفعول بهs of ترى, let's say, or is it a حال? Let me see. I always get confused when it comes to this word. Remind me what I told you guys. If it's
physical seeing, then it has only one maf'ul bihi. And
okay.
if it's qalb, then it has two.
Yeah, so this is two maf'ul bihis here. So this sentence, سيفعل في مهمته, is acting as the two مفعول به, as the second مفعول به of ترى. Right? Is acting as the second مفعول به of ترى. So أتراه, this is the first مفعول به, and this whole sentence is acting as the second مفعول به of ترى. And inside that second مفعول به, you have a جملة فعلية يفشل في مهمتي. So يفشل is a فعل, and then في مهمتي is a جار مجرور متعلق. Right? فتقول, so you say فتقول, حرف عطف, تقول جملة فعلية فاعل أنت. You say. هو فاشل مبتدأ خبر. Right? Simple. So you end up bringing a جملة اسمية. The question was a جملة فعلية, but you answer in a جملة اسمية because why? وذلك لوثوقك, because you are 100% sure that is going to happen, that he's going to fail. Okay, so وذلك مبتدأ لوثوقك. So this is جار مجرور متعلق بالخبر بما وثق به. وثق comes with be. Alright? بما قررته. So this whole جار مجرور is again متعلق to وثق. Okay? وثق به. أي meaning كأن الأمر مبتدأ, كأن plus its اسم مبتدأ, and then تم وحصل. This is part of the خبر, and of course حصل is معطوف to تم. So تم is our خبر and حصل is معطوف to تم. Right? And of course تم is a verb and حصل is also a verb, but it's في محل رفع مفعول خبر of كأن. وحرف عطف. So إن and كأن, this is connected. So this إن is connected to أن. وإن, sorry, this is إن. وإن لم يحدث. وإن لم يحدث. So this in comes with the جملة فعلية. We know that. لم يحدث. This is a جملة فعلية, and of course لام made it مجزوم. And then فعلا. فعلا is نائب مفعول مطلق. Right? So this is one of those words that we keep coming across, like كثيرا, like قليلا, فعلا, all the سريعا, بطيئا, all these words, they are, we do the إعراب of them as نائب مفعول مطلق. Okay. ومن هذا الضرب, من حرف جار, هذا اسم مجرور, الضرب again اسم الإشارة مشار إليه. So this is whole one جار مجرور that is مقدم, and then of course قول becomes our مبتدا here. Right? So that is متعلق بالخبر, and then قوله is the مبتدا, and then of course تعالى is connected to قوله, ده مفعول به on who. Right? Exalted is he. Right? Then of course we have the ayah إني جائل في العرض خليفة. Can we take سيفشل as حال of ترى? If we do that, then it means we are actually seeing it with our physical eye. And that won't make sense. Because you're not actually seeing him losing. You are imagining him losing. You are thinking that he will lose. So it's not exactly seeing, a physical seeing of the eye. Right. Is it opposite? I normally confuse this too. Like, I don't know if it's a physical seeing of the eye, then it comes with a hal, right? That's what we said.
It can't mean like not actually physically seeing it, an opinion.
Yeah, if it comes
Because it is
as an opinion, then it's فعل قلب, and it comes with two مفعول به.
Okay. So if you are translating it as opinion, then how do you translate it? That you have an opinion that he is failing in his mission? Is that how you translate?
You just translate that, do you see him failing? But when I say, do you see him failing? It's not like you're seeing him failing. You're imagining him failing. You're thinking he's failing. You're envisioning that he's failing, right?
So if we use it in the terms of opinion, we can't say that. Like, you think that he is failing?
Yeah, do you think that he's failing? Yeah, do you think?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's the same
But it
thing,
is
all
maf'ul.
these meanings. Yeah, it's
But it is
maf'ul bihi.
maf'ul. Okay. Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Can the sentence وذلك نحو قولك بحال?
Sorry?
Can the sentence وذلك نحو قولك بحال?
The whole sentence.
Yeah. Because it's a جملة اسمية with a واو حالية. I'm asking.
I don't see it as
So
a hal. I think it's just a new sentence. Wow, out of. I don't think so.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. See here, what else is there? Is a failure. You consider, yeah, consider is a good word. Consider is a good word for terror.
Yeah. Okay. Sister Alam, can you help me out? Can you just translate it once from وذلك أنه قولك?
وذلك نحو. You want me to
and from
translate?
that, yeah, can you translate further on? It will help me. Does that okay?
So وذلك نحو قولك. And that is an example of your saying. That is the literal translation of that. And that is an example of your saying. But of course, what he means is an example of that is this and this, right? So that's what he's saying there. So he says, وَذَلِكَ نَحْوُ قَوْلِكَ, and that is an example of your saying, أَتَرَاهُ سَيَفْشَلُ فِي مَهَمَّتِهِ. Do you consider him failing at his task? Do you imagine him failing at his task? Do you see him failing at his task? Do you think he will fail at his task? So you answer, فتقول, you respond, هو فاشل. He's a loser. He's totally losing. That's the other way of saying it. Like, he's totally going to lose. But I don't say it, he's going to lose. I say it, he is a failure. I say he's a loser, he's a failure. وذلك لوثوقك بما كررته, and that is because of your confidence in what you have decided or what you have concluded. In what you have concluded. أي كأن الأمر تم وحصل, as if the matter has been completed and has already occurred, as if he's already failed. So you've already concluded in your mind that he's going to fail. So you use the ism to say he's failed, as if it's already done, right? مع ذلك I don't understand your question, Saima. In first line is metallic.
متعلق. It is related to what?
Yes, yeah, it is متعلق. But it's a special mudaf.
No, but to what?
So it's that's a good question. Because you have واحد عاطف here.
My brother,
I think it's متعلق to something محذوف. يعني ومع ذلك this ذلك is representing all this, whatever came before. So it's kind of متعلق to something محذوف, yeah, I think. Right?
How do we know that? I mean, how do you say, how do we determine that there's something mahdhuf? Could we not have said that despite is mutallaq to yuta?
To?
Yuta.
I guess since you look at the meaning and what makes the most sense. So if I say يؤتى بصيغة الاسمية للدلالة على أن الأمر بمنزلة الحاصل المستقر الثابت مع ذلك. It can be I'm not so sure, guys, honestly. I'll have to confirm that.
We're translating this as despite or nevertheless, the ism form is brought. Yeah.
Sister Fauziya, can I interrupt you? Which mutallaq you're talking about? I was a little lost.
وَمَعَ ذَلِكَ. After Babu,
Okay.
first line.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just, it makes sense. Like it's going to be متعلق to something that is محذوف. يعني you can see that even in English, like when I say, and despite the fact that, despite what fact? The fact that whatever came before. So there's something missing also, right? So ومع ذلك, يعني I haven't said this whole entire sentence. And despite this whole thing, this happened, right? So it's kind of like معطوف to something that is, it's متعلق to something that is hidden, that has probably been said before, and I don't need to say it again, right? So that's kind of like how you would know that it is متعلق to something محذوف. Again, just the way it is constructed, or if there's if it makes more sense that way.
Sorry, I'm still trying to understand this. So could it be a mutallaq to the sentence before that? The badu, وَمَعَ ذَلِكَ could be one big one?
So because it comes with a waw harf atf, it has to be connected to the sentence before that. So it's connected in a sense that there's a harf atf, but it is muta'alliq to something mahdoof in this particular sentence, which refers back to the same sentence that came before.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm making any sense.
I'll accept it. Need to know more.
I know today I'm not in the bed because I wasn't like completely prepared for this class. I just I sort of, anyway, it's fine. We can make it work. Let me see if I can give an example here. ربما كان الأمر لم يحدث بعد ومع ذلك. So look at this. If we can replace this ذلك with an entire sentence, it refers back to this. How do I explain this? I don't know how to explain this, guys.
I'm still thinking in English. So it says maybe the matter has not happened yet, and despite the matter not happening yet, the ism is brought forward to show. So then this ma'azalika makes sense to be muta'alliq to the first sentence, which is what you're saying.
Could you repeat that? I didn't quite get it.
Sorry. Maybe the matter has not happened yet, and despite the matter having not happened yet,
yes,
the ism is brought forward. So it's
Yes.
mutalik to what has been said in the beginning.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So then because of the harf ataf, then we can take it as a badu wa ma zalika as mutalik to kana amru. Kana al-amru.
Yeah, I think that's the way to look at it. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to let this go.
I will still do some more research on that, and probably if I come across something, and I will let you know. Right? Any other questions that I may have missed or that you guys have?
Yes, Sister Alam, can you help me with line number 10? What kind of in is this?
What kind of?
This in lam yahdus. Okay, yahdus became madzum because of lam. So where is this in? What is this in? It is that or if or what? What is it?
If.
If. Okay.
In shartiya.
In short, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you translate it like this action completed or already occurred. If it did not happen actually, this is how you
Even
translate?
if.
Even if.
And
Oh,
even if.
okay.
Yeah, even if.
Okay, got it. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. And even if that action hasn't occurred actually. Right?
I understand
Sister
the
Ilham?
if.
Sister Ilham?
Yeah.
Can we take Phelan here as Hal?
We take it as a
Well,
hal.
yeah.
I think it's a maf'ul mutlaq. I don't see it as a hal. Because if it was a hal, it would be describing how, right? It would be describing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Like we can say that it is not happening in action. So yes, it could be taken as a hal. It is describing the happening. The happening is not happening in action. No?
Can you describe me how can we take it as maf'ul mutlaq?
I don't get it either.
So it's not a maf'ul mutlaq, it's a na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq. So I keep going back to this conversation of na'ibul maf'ul mutlaq. Where did we land? Where did we discuss na'ibul maf'ul mutlaq? When did we discuss this? Huh? Right. So this is where we're talking about. If it's a sifa to a hidden maf'ul mutlaq. Yeah? What's our text? لم يحدث فعلا. So حدث يحدث حدثا. حدثا would be the master. So لم يحدث حدثا فعلا. That is what is being understood in this. Let's go back to. So the idea of na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq, there are several ways in which you can have a na'ibu maf'ul mutlaq. One of the ways is if it's a sifa to a hidden maf'ul mutlaq. For example, جاء السيارة سريعا. But the way we understand this is that actually there's a مفعول مطلق that is hidden. جاء السيارة مجيئا سريعا. This سريعا is explaining how the car came. مجيئا, the coming, quickly coming. So the coming is what was quick. It wasn't the فعل. It was the coming, the مفعول مطلق that is being described here. So in the same way that we are having this sentence, there's a مفعول مطلق that is missing, which is the حدث. حدث لم يحدث حدثا فعلا. So that فعلا is the صفة to a مفعول مطلق that is missing, which is حدث, which is the مصدر. Right? So that's why this is the نائب مفعول مطلق. Can you take it as a حال? I will have to look into that. I'm not so sure. For me, it makes sense as describing the مفعول مطلق that is hidden.
Sister,
Yeah,
Lam,
like كثيرا.
Can you translate it, sister?
Sister
And-
Lam, how do you differentiate then between that whether this thing is acting like a hal or whether this is a naibul maful mitlaq? Because they are basically answering the same question, right? When we're talking about the hal, it is basically describing the action. So how do you distinguish that this is not a pure hal but rather naib maful mutlaq?
Normally, the نائب مفعول مطلق is not describing the حال. It's not describing the حال. Normally, the نائب مفعول مطلق, it will come as a description of something else. Right? I know in English when we say quickly, slowly, it sounds like a hal, right? Like he came quickly, he came slowly, and it sounds like a hal. But in Arabic, it's not actually considered that way. It's considering the slowly is describing the coming. So because the slowly is describing the coming, then it becomes a نائب مفعول مطلق.
Okay.
And I
so,
think it comes with probably just practice and understanding and learning. I don't have any like shortcuts for you, or I can't think of anything
Okay.
right now. Yeah.
Okay. Then how do you distinguish it from maful lahu also? Because maful lahu also,
مفعول له
I'm
answers
getting
the question why. That's a
Why?
different thing.
it doesn't
Yeah.
go for how?
No. مفعول له is
Oh.
مفعول لأجله. It answers the question why something happens.
Why?
That's a different thing.
Okay. 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 So there are no tips for this then. We lead our instincts here.
Yeah, you and practice and just
Okay.
exposing yourself to a lot of Arabic content, and it will just come to you. You'll be able to
Okay.
distinguish. Yeah.
Okay. We need Sister Ilham then. Okay.
No,
Sister
even
Ilham.
I myself don't know how to distinguish it. So I think it's something that you just build up.
So,
Yes,
then
Sister
how can we
Fatima.
understand hal in Arabic?
Yeah.
And then how can you understand hal in Arabic?
Hal.
Yeah, like hal is how things happen, right?
Yeah. Hal
It
describes
describes
how things
Yeah, an
happen.
action, right?
How, for example, let's look at the notes of Hal. Maybe I want to see an example from some of the notes of Hal that we can be able to understand. Should be a good revision for us as well, I guess. So of course we know Hal comes in different ways, but if we are to look at one word type of Hal, let's see if we have an example. جاء الوالد ماشيا. Right? جاء الولد ماشيا. The boy came walking. How did he come? He came walking. So it is describing his coming, right? Do you understand? It's not like if we had let's put the two examples here so that you can appreciate the difference. I think this would be good. So جاء الولد.
Can you say like, for my understanding, how I am understanding is that hal is some action. Which is a quite a different action from the verb in question. Like for example, he's coming and he's walking. These are two different actions, but they're happening at the same
Yes.
time. So
Yes,
like
exactly.
when we are talking about maf'ul mutlaq, it is something which is directly related to the verb involved. So
Yeah.
that distinguishes them. Did I get it right?
Yeah, that's precisely it. That's precisely it.
Okay.
So let's look at these two
Okay.
examples. جاء الولد ماشيا. The boy came walking. It is describing a different action as he was coming. He was coming while he was walking. He was eating while sleeping. He was reading while sitting. Or he was crying as he was eating. So this is describing two different actions, and that is a hal. But when you're talking about مفعول mutlaq, you can see they're not two separate actions. For example, if I say جاء الولد سريعا, this سريعا is describing the coming. It's not a separate action. It's a description of the coming. So you can see this سريعا is a sifa to maji'an, to the coming. And this maji'an, because we have جاء and maji', this maji'an is مفعول mutlaq, and therefore سريعا is نائب مفعول mutlaq, is substituting the مفعول mutlaq, because the مفعول mutlaq has not been mentioned, or is rather understood. No need to mention it. So because it is understood and no need to mention it, this سريعا is substituting. ناب ينوب, to substitute. نائب, when we say نائب مفعول mutlaq, it is substituting the مفعول mutlaq, because the مفعول mutlaq has been omitted, has not been mentioned. Is that clear, the difference between these two?
Yeah. And it is sifat or hidden, this maful mutlaq, right?
Yes, it is a hidden, a sifa to a hidden مفعول mutlaq. Yeah.
Understood.
Okay. Great. Alhamdulillah. I'm glad you understood. Even though I know today I'm not really at my element, but alhamdulillah, I'm glad I got something across. Where had we reached? Okay. Yeah, we need these revisions often. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so I think what do you guys, do we finish the page? Do we just, because I noticed we haven't done the Arab from Fahwa, but it should be easy enough. So I'm just gonna quickly go through that, and if there are any questions, you can let me know. Right? Yeah. So فهو مبتدأ, and of course لم يجعله بعده. This is في محل رفع خبر of هو, and then inside that خبر is a جملة فعلية, and the جملة الفعلية is مجزوم بلم because of لم, and بعده again is a special مضاف that is acting as a brad because it did not get its مضاف إليه, so we put a ضمة on it, بعده. And then you have ولكن. Again, one important thing, when لكن comes with جملة اسمية, we have لكن. So we know لكن has an ism, but لكن doesn't come with, it can come with isms, but most of the time it comes with fi'ls. Okay, so that's why I'm saying it لكن. So ذكره, and again it's just a harf in this case, it doesn't get any i'rab. Okay, so ذكره, ذكر is فعل ماضي, and of course the attached pronoun is مفعول به بصيغة اسم الفاعل. This is a جار مجرور متعلق بالفعل. للدلالة, of course ذكر به comes with that. And then you have, let me just plug in my mouse. What's happening? Okay. ليت على أن الأمر حاصل. Of course, we've covered دلالة على أن الأمر. We've talked about this. And then حاصل would be the خبر of أن الأمر. So this is our مبتدأ and that's our خبر. Right? And we talked about how دلالة comes with على. على is affecting this whole fragment. في محل جر. It's making that as the اسم مجرور of على. And then we have لا محالة. لا is لا نافية للجنس. محالة becomes the اسم of لا. Of course, and here the خبر of لا is محذوف. So this is the kind of لا that acts as إن. So we know إن comes with اسم and خبر. This لا also comes with اسم and خبر. But most of the time its خبر is محذوف. Most of the time. Right? That's what's happening there. Then فكأنه مبتدأ تم واستقر وثبت. This whole fragment becomes the خبر of كأن, and inside that fragment you have فعل تم, and استقر is معطوف to تم, and ثبت is معطوف to استقر. So those are three verbs that are joined together by حرف عطف. تم to be completed, استقر to be settled, وثبت to be established. Right? Any other questions or clarifications there?
Can the la mahala be a sifa to hasilun?
Sorry?
Can the la mahala be a sifa to hasilun? Hasilun is nakira.
Yeah.
Then you put
Yeah, you can look at it that way. But I wouldn't look at it that way. I'll just look at it as a new thing. Because if you look at it as a sifa, then it has to describe that occur. Maybe. Because la mahala means inevitably.
yeah. So it is a matter of that is inevitably happening.
Yeah, you can look at it as a sifa. Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Any other questions? Okay, great. And I'm sorry, guys, for today's session. It's not my best. I know I struggled quite a bit. I'm really sorry for that. Inshallah, next week I'll be better prepared, and I'll try and look for some of those questions that answers for some of those questions that I may have missed. Then we can go through it, inshallah.
Thank you. Without your helping, we wouldn't understand even this much.
You guys praise me too much. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, I know today wasn't the best. I know. I was stammering a lot, and but alhamdulillah, like we got it through. And inshallah, next week we'll start from page 26, and I'll be better prepared, inshallah. All right, guys. I think we can end there. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
May Allah keep you in afia, rahmah, name, always. Amin.
آمين 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 يا رب العالمين.